Welcome to Tractor Talk, the mini podcast about tractor life.
Episode 7, Understanding Lift Capacity.
Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Tractor Talk. Today's topic, we're talking about lift capacity. Now, lift is one of the top things that anybody's going to use a tractor for. Whether it's snow in the wintertime, maybe some earth material during spring cleaning or some of the summer projects, manure out of the horse pens, hay bales, pallets of material, you got a whole wide assortment of things that you're picking up. Your lift capacity on any given tractor is going to be measured at the pivot pins. This is on the back side of your tractor bucket, located near where the pin work is at your universal skid steer quick attach. Now, this lift capacity can be measured at about 3 feet or sometimes 2.5 feet off the ground, depending on which manufacturer you're looking at. Some of them will list it all the way at the maximum height of lift. And so with that in mind, your lift capacity is going to change up a little bit. The strength of your tractor is going to change the further out from your center of gravity. And Hank will touch up on that on what we call true lift capacity. Can you reiterate on that a little bit, Hank, and give us some detail?
Yeah, I think one thing to keep in mind is just knowing where that weight is at on the loader in the tractor. If all the weight is back towards the pivot pin in like ideal situations, and say it's just a bunch of lead stacked back there, then it's gonna probably do what it's rated at. But the real life lift capacity is probably going to be 20%.
I usually knock it down a couple 100 pounds. It depends on the item at hand and everything.
So if it's rated for 1,800 pounds, like maybe bank on 1,600.
Yeah.
Just so you're not out there at the field saying, hey, this is supposed to lift 1,800, and then.
It also kind of depends on the item in question and what you're lifting too.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, Archie, come here. We have a test subject to show you guys. Today's episode features a special guest. This is Archie. Come here, buddy. Now, when you're lifting up an item, Archie here is going to be my item. Right here is at your center. You're close. This is where your true lift capacity is going to be at its strongest. But if we extend outward like this, I'm away from my center of gravity. Or if we bring them upward, Lion King, then we're also away from that center of gravity. Good job. You did a good job, Archie. You did a good job. Now, other factors might tie into this, such as the material within your bucket. That might be something more heavy along the lines of like pea gravel is one of the few things that you're not going to get a full bucket load for. Very dense, very compact, very tight fitting in there. Snow, manure, earth, those things are going to be much easier to work with, I would say. Then you also have to think of items that you can also use for lifting outside the bucket, such as pallet forks and bale spears, and the various items you pick up with those. Hank, now on pallet forks and bale spears, do you prefer the clip-on ones or do you prefer the quick attach ones?
I definitely prefer the quick attach ones, just because it changes where it's actually attached to the loader. When you do the clip-on style, the kind of the universal one, it extends it out much farther, so you lose a lot of lift capacity. Another thing to keep in mind as well, if you're, say, buying a grapple or some other sort of front attachment, that also plays into your lift capacity.
Yeah, that's right.
So if it's a 300-pound grapple, then subtract that off of what you're going to be picking up to make sure that you can get it done.
At least with those implements on the quick attach, that's right at the pins. So that's at the true strength. I've done this comparison before with folks that are like, maybe I'll just get the clamp-on items. And I'll tell them, instead of picking something up with your hand like this, it'd be like trying to pick it up with your finger. I lose a lot of strength.
Yeah.
Here. I lose a lot of balance too.
Yeah.
So all good things to have considered. We'll be back next week with another Tractor Talk video. Until then, please like and subscribe to our channel. And until then, have an awesome day.